It's a dream.
Oh my gosh.
The boys were like, what?
Yeah. Then you get me going.
Stop it. We're
Volume.
ridiculous. Okay,
Okay.
so I just came in.
Thank you, Miss Jennifer. Thank you for coming.
Oh,
We're
thank you.
so glad you made it safe.
I did, just rolled right in.
Because it started raining again.
I know, just in time.
Yeah, we got here right between the law.
We did. At first I was like, oh, maybe I won't need my jacket or my umbrella. Nope, grab the jacket.
That was my thought too, but I needed more.
You let me.
Let you in. Where are you? Oh, you got pre-finance. We don't do that anymore.
Duh.
We don't do that.
Let me know when you're ready.
I went from the
Is that one joint? Is that one a pre-finance?
Let's try this one. There we go.
Thank you. Bless you, bless you.
Oh, that was a big one. They surprise me when they're big.
She's always surprised. She'll sneeze in her office. She'll be like,
Oh, got me. There we go. Okay.
let's do my audio with the owl. Okay, owl is up. Good show.
Am I waiting for it to say?
No, it's in progress.
Yeah, you're good to go.
We may
Okay.
begin.
So let's go ahead and call to order the finance committee meeting for the month of February. And let's do the roll call.
Director Brown,
Present.
Director Jeffries,
Present.
thank you.
Excellent. And do we have anybody joining us or have any public comments?
We do not, and I received nothing via email.
We did not.
Fair enough. And let's just dive right in. And start with report number 1, balance sheet comparison. Total liabilities and equity for December, $12,424,374. Liabilities and equity for November, $12,191,826.
There we
For a
go.
net increase of $232,047. And I'm presuming that is increasing our equity based upon our net income. Which is report number 2.
Correct.
Total net income for the month of December was a positive $337,849.71, due in large part to the increased tax apportionment revenue for the month. Any questions on that? No. Report number 3, profit and loss actual versus operating plan. In the admin section, based upon the approved operating plan, the district was over the planned budget in the year-to-date net income by $478,798.75. For the wellness center, based upon the approved operating plan, the district was over the planned in year-to-date net income by $81,620. Good job, Teresa. Report number 4, the Leif investment account statement. Leif posted no dollars in the quarterly interest earnings with a fair market value of $1,493,002.28. The average monthly effective yield for December was 3.843%. So that's kind of what we're expecting as far as a rate of return in this.
Right.
Especially for Leif and CalTrust, which were the longer term investments from previous.
Okay. In December, the district earned $4,721.25 in the liquidity fund. The cost basis and the fair market value was $1,006,226.01. As of December 2023, the one-year return was 5.22%, and it's very nice.
Question,
Yes,
on the far right, the cumulative change in value down 97,000. I'm assuming that's because of our transfers out.
Yes,
Okay. Looking for the logic.
that's Caltrust number 5.
Oh,
Logic key.
Yeah, so if you scroll down,
mhm.
right,
We'll
is
need
that
to
what
be
we're
able
looking at?
to
Yeah.
Advise the board
That's been the losses.
next month when the doctor pays off his final
Yeah.
note. Where do we plan on putting that money?
I don't know that there was a specific allocation, probably put back into district operating, and then we will probably look at, depending what that sets our balances at, we either send that money back into investments, or we hold on to it depending on where we anticipate will be for the rest of the year. Per policy we're supposed to, at the end of the fiscal year, anything that's above and beyond where we were expected is redirected back into the investment
Yeah,
accounts.
I guess my real question is, should it go into the bucket where we put the money from the sale of the hospital, or should it go into the operating? Plan to pay lights and phone bill?
Giving the rate of return we're getting and our higher yield, and assuming, knowing that we have enough money to continue, it might be good to reinvest.
Yeah, I mean, we could, in theory, if to follow a little bit of both of those lines of reasoning, the majority of the funds from the sale of the hospital went into LAIF, and hence we've been using that for the CDD. So in theory, we would probably put that into LAIF. We're not seeing the same rate of return in LAIF, so probably either putting it into California Class or Caltrust. I mean, Caltrust is not doing bad as long, if we
No.
talked about the liquidity, but California Class has so far kind of been our best bet, and with the Fed more than likely not raising or dropping rates in March, we can anticipate we could continue to gain for at least a few months after that.
Yeah, I think that the Feds are gonna knock down the rate a little bit, probably a couple of times before the elections, anyway. I'm not saying it's political or
Here comes
anything, I'm just saying.
Here comes-
Yeah,
Okay, well,
but that's gonna affect really what the rate of returns are when that rate gets down. Okay.
good point to ponder.
Mhm. So report number 5, the Caltrust investment.
Did we do report number 3?
We did.
We did 3. I think we just finished with 4.
Gotcha.
And I'm thinking that we're at 5. Is that about right?
I thought you just finished 5.
Did I?
Yeah, I think we hit
Oh, yeah, I
the
think I
6.
We did.
talked about the
Mhm.
5.32% I just got. Okay.
It's gonna get worse after.
Report number
Report number
6.
6.
Mhm.
Could I ask just to go back to the last page of report 3?
Of course.
For
I
the
had-
admin or for the wellness center?
Um,
If it's the very last page, it's probably
Wellness center.
wellness center,
Got
I
okay?
think it is. Okay, all right. For some reason, that last page didn't show up for me. I don't know,
Oh.
see my computer, so I just wanted to see the. in
Oh, the
Okay,
total.
Thank you.
Yep,
You're welcome.
We're doing some wiring over there for security system cameras and that sort of thing.
correct.
I apologize, I didn't look at the minutes and stuff from your meeting. What are we spending? What's that cost?
14,
It's under the,
2,000.
oh yeah, but the whole contract.
Oh, the whole contract? The top of my head, I thought it was 2,400.
Yeah.
So that's cameras and.
So it is a camera at the gate. It is a camera at the front of building A overseeing the whole parking area. And then there's a camera at the back hallway of B, so that you're seeing that back hallway down where Palomar Family Counseling is. And then that gives us a pretty good bird's eye view. Teresa, Judith and I will all have the app to be able to see what's going on with that. Once we're comfortable and know how to use it all, then we'll get the team over there with access to it as well. So that if the team is there on a Saturday or they're there on an evening, they can see what's going on. And then that way also, if there's something that pings on a Thursday at 9 o'clock at night when no one is supposed to be there, then we can say, oh, look, it's just a cat, or, oh, look, the Amazon driver somehow knew the gate code and is using the bathroom.
So the
That could be a possibility.
property,
They do come use our bathroom.
Oh, really?
That's interesting.
Those cameras, I guess they need wellness.
Yeah, it has fisheye to reception.
well, one of my concerns was when we get our
Post office guy.
charging stations in there, people tried to get in there to either do damage or get in, plug into it. I mean,
Hours.
yeah, that's gonna be,
The new pirating.
truly
Yeah.
better putting it in, but it does come with some downsides.
And I think you all facilitated that pretty quickly. I think that was 2 board meetings ago, quick click. So, good.
Yeah, and a lot of that was mostly just logistics from the vendor side of getting it installed. And then once you get inside and you discover, oh, well, we don't have wiring that goes to here, and oh, we need to add this to there, and
Whole building.
Report number 6, California Class Investment Account Statement. In December, the district earned $4,797.92. The cost basis of fair market value was $1,024,196.17. As of December 2023, the average monthly yield was 5.5417%. Very nice. Let's have a look at the check detail report. But as I glanced through it, I didn't have anything. that
I just
was-
had getting used to the new format.
Yep.
If you could go down to, Palomar, to the Ps, please. So this felt new to me. There you go. It's right there.
Too far.
Go back up. Okay, so I'm used to seeing our grant partners getting larger amounts. So this says we paid them $13.50.
so this is District Direct Care Services.
Right.
This is the MOU'd service,
Okay.
not the grant service.
For the,
Okay.
for the person, what's her name?
Gwen,
Gwen.
And we met her the other day, right?
yeah, at the open house.
Okay, so this is great. I'm glad to see this additional arm kind of moving through the budget. So this would be the MOU, not the grant. I kind of
Correct.
knew that.
Yeah.
And extended hour services, which is great.
Right. And you'll see, there's another shift now that we're going into Q2. They're upping their hours. We'll have a little bit more of funding that goes to them because the increased services they're also offering.
All within the parameters of the MOU.
Absolutely built into the agreement, yes.
Well, I didn't think we'd sprout this piece of our, way we're reaching out, and I just wanted to pause for a moment and say.
Yeah.
yay.
The challenge is obviously we're used to looking at a lot of these as, the traditional community health contract grant. Even though we are calling it the MOU and that is an agreement we have with them, it is done through the vehicle of grants dollars. So same thing with North County Fire. They have the monies we provide to them are through a grant contract, which is a completely separate process than our community health systems
Got it.
or community health contracts. But they're all
Siblings.
agreements.
Yeah. They're all
Yes.
agreed. Okay, I'm just, this is our first time seeing this. Right? Did we see it?
No,
previous?
we've seen it a couple of times, but it may have been also in tandem when we were doing some of the grant checks.
Okay.
So it might be the first time it's kind of hanging out on its own.
Up here. Very good. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I'm feeling really good about our relationship with,
Aren't they wonderful,
yeah.
those people?
Exactly, and they have them on site Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And they have been terrific partners to be on the property with us. It's really, really been great.
Good deal.
I just, yeah, vibe matters,
Mhm.
so good.
Mhm.
Okay,
All right, and back to the check detail report. Any further discussion on that? I don't know.
no, there's our fire folk and, yeah, good, good. I didn't see anything else that puzzled me.
And the visa statement.
Mhm.
What you guys been buying this month? Anything?
I don't know what we've been buying this month.
That was for December,
That
so
was for
let's see.
December, yeah.
That was a big buy month.
Government Finance Office, Chicago.
That was Miss Judy.
That is me, Government Finance Officers Chicago membership.
Oh, the membership.
Yeah, it's a membership to sit for their certification.
So, one of the things Judith is doing is, upping a lot of her already amazing skill set. In a lot of the government finance piece, a lot of HR piece. Really rounding out a lot of those administrative services that are more relevant now than they were in the past even, because as we have a larger staff and as we have more complicated finance.
Stop.
Stop. Some sort of seizure here. It's good there. Glad to see we use ACE when we can.
Oh, yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Lovely people. Okay. It's pretty short use of the card on this in December.
Well, remember, oh, that was.
This is one
This
of
is
the
one
two.
of the statements, so we're still working to conjoin the statements, so. Umpqua is has some challenges in how they're organized. In getting Linda's card off the account, we basically communicated to them that Linda's no longer here. Please make this card Judith. And so they said, oh, okay, and they issued Judith a card with a whole separate new statement. No, what we asked for,
Was a switcheroo.
right, and it has been 2 months of back and forth trying to. Oh, you have to do it this way. Oh, okay, well, only this person can do that this.
Yeah.
Well,
So they
and-
gave
and
us a set of,
Try to close a
steps.
checking account,
Oh, yeah,
you know, so I know you're handling it, so
Yeah.
I'm not gonna,
right.
I'm not gonna,
yeah. it's
Sure, go
okay.
ahead. Go ahead.
I don't wanna worry about it.
No, we haven't, but that's why this statement is it just has Judith's
Yeah.
name on it, and then the other statement we had was the other 2 cards. Again, we're working so that that's, again, one statement to make it clear and obvious, so.
Yeah, I only raised the issue. I raised it for 2 reasons. One, it doesn't look right. It doesn't feel right, especially us being a government agency. They have somebody who's long gone. Still
Oh, yeah.
being on our account,
Mhm.
one way or the other, it's just not right. And with our upcoming audit coming through too, they could raise a question.
Yeah, I mean,
And
luckily,
we don't want to walk down that road. We don't have to.
Right.
luckily, I mean, the trail of it is very clear, but we don't need to bring in any complications at all, for sure.
I assure you, no matter how clear our actions were and how good faith they were, we have an audit by another government agency, they will still write it in the report.
Yeah.
That's just me.
We'll send it to you.
Report number 9, I'm okay with that, okay? Report number 9, community development disbursement report for December. And it shows utilized funds, it shows what the building services community's been doing, right?
And it's really playing out well how we have segregated the community development disbursements in a very clear way, so we know, I appreciate that. I know that that was one of the important things to do. So I didn't see anything here that I had a question about.
What major items do we have left in the building in itself? Not the sanctuary building, but just-
Yeah. I think we're pretty well with the bow tied on, except for the additional work to be done that we talked about in strategic planning, some which was small and some which was large.
Right, building B, we still have that last classroom 3 and 6 to identify. I just got back yesterday from Karn Engineering, the ADA sidewalk ramp plan. So I just got that from him yesterday, let him know that that looked good.
Is that Scott working on it?
Yeah. So once he'll finalize that, once we get that package, then I've already reached out to a few different concrete folk. Once we have that, we'll get some cost estimates for that. Building A, we're finalizing the HVAC. And then I'm currently working on the scope to put out for architectural services for multi-purpose room 2. And then we'll work on the house scope, because that I'm still getting more guidance on to figure out how we need to do that. And whether we can use just a drafts person or if we have to go through full architecture. Drafts person would obviously save us a ton of money, and if it doesn't need to go through permitting.
Who will you rely on for the final word? Are we relying on the county to give us the final word?
No,
Who are we relying?
we're
on?
relying on our various consultants that we're getting this guidance and information from. Most of them are licensed. And can easily tell us, no, this is too big a job, it's gonna have to go through.
And is it one entity?
It's usually a couple, it just depends on what the project has been.
Keep us posted.
Oh, yeah, that's why it keeps getting talked about in
Facilities.
facilities.
It is a
Facilities has
It is
been-
a recurring thought experiment.
Yeah, it is,
And JW Mechanical is for HVAC.
correct. Not to be confused with JK Drywall.
Get the J's out of here. No,
Really, guys?
You gotta be here.
And then Active Power Solutions is our electrician. So you'll see separate, those 3 have become our 3 main best vendors really for most of that.
What's your name? Corporate name?
Oh, I don't remember.
Did they change their?
No,
Bub and Barb Inc.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think he took it over from his dad.
He did, he did,
Yeah. I guess.
Langdon
Dad named
Flooring.
Bub.
yeah. So it was Barbara Langdon was somebody I knew from a million years ago. And she called her husband Bubs. And so I think their corporate name became Barb and Bubs.
Yeah.
Langdon, it was like,
Homegrown.
really? Think about your corporate name. I think there was an old commercial about, thinking about your email address.
Mhm.
Oh,
And
yeah.
your college email address is bubbly blonde. Okay, probably not your best corporate email.
So when we look at the bottom line here,
Mhm,
and this is for July through December, correct?
correct.
Okay, so we can actually look at this and be able to say during that fiscal cycle, $81,000 was invested in the Health and Wellness Center.
Correct.
Yeah. Looking for summative moments,
Right,
because that's important for me to be able to.
right. And then obviously, we're looking to do a transfer just from the second quarter here to reimburse from Lake to the district's operating account.
Right. And I have to say, the Palomar board members, the 3 gentlemen, they were so, they were like going like this and saying, this is such a beautiful area that you put together, and talking about the comfort of it and they were just going on and on. And I thought, wow, okay, we've hit a good aesthetic and also a good
Mhm.
kind of state of being in there. So.
Well, it's nice to have that relationship with them, because we were able to talk to them specifically about, okay, we have this big blank canvas. What makes the most sense for how you're working with clients? And to be able to use their feedback to shape our design of the room, and still think with the lens of, all right, if they weren't here for whatever reason in 2 years, will this space still make use for us
Yeah.
in how we want it? And it still does. So
Beautiful.
hopefully we don't move them
Well,
out,
and-
because
and
we
it-
like them.
But it's very, very amenable to many different.
Absolutely.
That was
Absolutely.
Thank you.
And in that note, then the finance committee recommends a transfer of $38,000 from late to reimburse the district's operating account for expenditures made during the second quarter of the fiscal year 23-24. Is that pretty much long and the short of that?
Yes, please, and thank you.
And under disclosures, investments, the district are in compliance with the district's 2022-23 investments policy. That probably ought to be updated, right? 23-24. Anyway,
Actually,
It was
I've been
passed.
told it hasn't been updated, that that's not a typo.
Yeah, it's not a typo. We actually need to bring that investment
back.
policy back to be
Sure.
updated again, because now we have new accounts.
Right.
yeah,
So let's make sure to do that in March.
Okay, we'll bring that forward back to Mark.
that's kind of what.
Yeah.
The balances in the district's investment accounts give the district the ability to meet its expenditure requirements for the next 18 months at least. This is on the upcoming agenda to rediscuss. Give me to read this part about Caltrans?
I don't believe so. I think it's mostly just there for
Information?
back history in case there was any questions about the two new accounts.
Mhm. Okay. Are there any further questions, discussion, issues before the committee? Yeah. Not official, are you holding up okay weather-wise in your buildings?
Yeah,
No
we're doing
DEs.
good.
This
We're
is
doing
the
good. There's
test.
that. It is a
This the
test.
test.
We've been, the one spot in the back of the building where there's still the roof mounted units and stuff has been a problem. And I've had, so he's coming out again the end of this week. Not again, it's been months since he's been out.
Okay.
A
The-
good roofer, the roofing company that we
Roofing
had
company.
them.
Okay,
Yeah,
thank
the
you.
roofer to get that, because I want to get that all settled before we remodel those rooms, yeah, so we're down to just one little,
That's
one
great.
little spot, and then, our landscaper has been wonderful about coming and clearing the drains, because we did have a lake yesterday. When there was that sudden mid-morning downpour, all of a sudden everything was fine, and then it was like, there's like a lake over there, so they came and cleared everything, so we're doing good, that's cool.
That speaks
Yeah.
to the relationship that you all have built with that
Mhm.
vendor,
That's true.
because they have so many calls. And if
Yeah.
they came quickly to
Yeah.
us, that means they feel attached to you.
Oh,
Mhm.
LDC is
Phenomenal.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Finally hit the gold on them.
Well,
Yeah.
what's nice is that Teresa's used them personally, and we knew them from the Foundation for Senior Care, and they did a lot of great work for the foundation, just to really make it, because they're community.
Yeah.
There was a time actually when Leonel was driving by here and we had a leak over here that we didn't even know about. He's driving by, he stops, pulls in, starts digging to figure out what's going on.
Oh,
We're like,
wow.
Why now here?
and Judith goes out and talks to him, and he's like, oh yeah, a leak, and we gotta get this fixed. Thank you, because the cost of water is.
Landscape angel.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right, and that is, that's one of those things that's really great to find in a partner and in a vendor that cares about their
Cares.
clients. He cares about his industry. He's passing this industry on to his son, who has been just as fabulous.
Yeah.
And bringing that business up through email and getting them a little more modern too. So it's great.
Mhm.
You're doing great.
Anything else? We're adjourned.
We're adjourned.
There you are.
Thank you.
I have a security camera tail. Are we off?
Just about.
Yeah, just hold on one second.
There we go. End meeting.